Good evening and welcome to the Self Checkout Show. I am your host, Pastor Will, along with my beautiful co host tonight, Coach Crystal Love.
Good
Good evening.
evening.
Good evening. We are here. We are happy to be here. Happy Monday to all of you. And let me begin. I always forget this. I need to remember to do this every time we start by saying thank you. Thank you to all of the viewers. Thank you to
hmm hmm
all of the listeners to the podcast. Did I say podcast?
You did.
Let's try that with a D. The podcast version of this show that we upload to Spotify every week. Once we end, we want to say thank you. Facebook
Yes.
viewers, YouTube Live.
Thank
Um,
you. Thank you.
I took it off of Twitter,
Okay.
and we are now streaming also on LinkedIn.
hmm
So good evening to you on LinkedIn. LinkedIn, my boy V Diddy is on. He watches us on LinkedIn. My new best friend Farad,
Okay.
that's a long story. He catches us on LinkedIn and so many others. We appreciate all of you guys. We
Yes.
would not be in the 1 percentile
Hey.
of content creating if it had not been for you guys. You guys have helped to keep us in the 1 percentile of uh, content creating on Facebook. And we appreciate that. And we can stay there by you guys continuing to share this show every week and keep giving us the hearts on Facebook, keep
Yes.
giving us the thumbs up and the comments.
Yes.
All of that matters. All of that matters. So we want to say a big old thank you to all of you guys. So let's do that tonight. Let's share this
Like.
live. Let's share this broadcast. All right. And of course, those of you that are already watching, no matter where you're watching from, leave a comment and let us know you are watching and where you're watching from. My boy Tyrone
Yes.
is on. Thank you, sir. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
We just out here, Crystal, doing what we do.
Just doing what we do.
We
Talking,
are doing
conversating.
what we do. Nita, good evening. Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. We so appreciate you guys for being here week after week. And yes, it does feel good. It
Yeah.
feels good when
Yeah.
I get that notification that the self checkout show is in the 1 percentile for the week. That feels good. And it's amazing that I have beautiful people like you guys who
Amazing
watch
listeners.
us, who encourage us, who talk to us. We can
Mhm.
talk to ourselves for an hour, hour and a half. We could
We could.
because we friends.
We got plenty to talk about. We
Yeah,
could.
yeah. But we like to talk to y'all. We like to hear what you guys have to say also. So I can't say thank you enough for keeping us up there. And let's keep it going. All right. You're watching from Facebook Friends. Okay. Yes, you are watching from Facebook Friends. Well, good. Thank you. I appreciate you, Nita. All right. Hey, Kimmy, my girl, I had to abruptly get off the
Hello.
phone with a little while ago. But we love you. Thank you for tuning in tonight. So, you guys, um, if you are not friends with Coach Crystal on Facebook, I think you should be because Coach Crystal has started encouraging the people,
Encouraging the people. You
and
got to
I'm
be
encouraged.
you
I
encourage.
let me tell you what I said. I said I was going to start a midday walk.
Yes.
Even if I'm at work, I can go outside. It's nice outside. I can go outside.
hmm
We have a nice pond
hmm
that I could walk around and get my exercise for the day, as if I don't do enough walking while I'm at work, but walk on purpose
Yeah, yeah. That's
for
it
the
right there.
sake of health.
hmm
And Crystal, I must say, you are doing a phenomenal job and it is showing already.
It seems like every time I pick up a t-shirt,
Uh huh.
it's too big.
Well, that's good.
It's good, but I'm honestly sick of it because I need to sit for a little while. You know.
Because I'm gonna tell you the truth, I am not one. Y'all know me. I'm an honest person. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. I ain't going to no gym. I'm just gonna tell you that.
And it's okay.
I'll walk because I do enjoy walking. I'm not
Mhm.
going no gym and picking up no 300-pound weights and all that, beating killed myself or somebody else. I ain't doing all that.
Well, I do that too, but walking is, it's underrated. People don't know that it does what it does for you. My best friend got me together. They was walking first.
Yes, they
Then I
were.
said, okay, let me go ahead and walk. And
Hey, Sister
that
Stella.
particular window is over, but I just kept walking.
Yeah, and then I jumped on your live last week to say hey to you. You, as I was coming on, you was like, "Okay, y'all, I gotta go because I gotta run this next block." I'm like,
I got
"Oh,
run this next block.
oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll walk fast. I'll walk fast." Hey, mommy, how you doing? Love you.
Hey.
Yes, indeed. But we are definitely proud of you, and the results are showing already. So keep up the good work.
Well, 50 is around the corner. I want to just,
It's next month.
it's in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Just
yes,
about.
yeah. Three
Yeah.
weeks. Oh, see, Kimmy loves walking too. I
Excellent.
enjoy a good walk. I enjoy a good
Mhm.
walk. I could, walk for 10 minutes or so, and be done with it.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
You must gonna be doing a sprint. What?
because see, I only get y'all don't notice. I only get a half an hour for my lunch break,
Okay.
so I got to get on, do what I got to do, and get on back in.
Technically, I only get a half an hour as well, but we put our break onto it.
Yeah,
So,
they won't let us do that.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They won't let us do that. But yep, so I encourage you guys also to join us because I'm
Get
going to
in now.
start as well. Join us for a midday walk if
A
you can
midday walk.
on your lunch break. Take you a walk. Take
Give
you a
you an
walk.
opportunity to clear your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Feel better about yourself. Get the blood flowing. You
Mm-hmm.
know. So we're going to do that. And Coach Crystal and Dr. Nancy and Pastor Martise, they have been doing it. I see Shelly has started a little bit, I think.
Okay.
So it's catching on. It's
Tammy
catching
do
on.
it from time to time. She falling off.
She falling off.
She plays
Y'all
around.
gotta keep her encouraged. Keep her
She plays
encouraged.
around.
All right. Kimmy says she tries to do at least a mile. That's what's up. Good,
Yes,
good.
Kimmy. Kimmy, I do almost 2 miles on my lunch in 40
That's
minutes.
amazing.
So it's getting better. It's getting better.
That is amazing. And this is one of the reasons why I need to walk this week because over the weekend I took a quick trip down to NOLA, New Orleans.
Yes.
I was there. Um, I got there Wednesday night
Okay.
around 11 p.m. I took an evening flight, which I rarely do. I prefer early morning flights.
Okay.
But I got there late Wednesday night, and I've learned that everything is there to eat.
Everything. Everything.
Every doggone thing. Lord have mercy. Everything is in New Orleans, you guys, to eat. And I had an amazing time once I got over this little 24-hour virus I had.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and it was like legit 24 hours because I felt it Wednesday night and it left Thursday night.
Okay.
But
Sometimes it's the plane. You be a little
no, this
sniffy.
happened before I even got on the plane.
Okay.
This
Okay.
happened while I was gathering my bags to leave to go to the airport.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had a little good evening, Sister Denise Dunn. Good evening. Thank you
Good
for
evening.
tuning in. I had a little 24-hour virus. Thank God it didn't last long, but it had me low.
Yeah. You got to lift
It
yourself up.
had me low for a little bit. Once I got up and moving around in my hotel room Thursday, I'm like, okay, I don't
Start to
like
feel a little
this.
better.
Am I going to have to go to the emergency room down here in New Orleans?
Oh no.
So I said, no, I don't think that's a good idea. I prayed. I laid hands on myself,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I ate a little bit because now see you. If I don't eat, you know something wrong with me, huh?
Oh, yeah, that's for most people. If you're not eating.
Yeah, I could barely eat anything. Yeah, it was a stomach virus, Nita. Um, I couldn't hardly eat. I was extremely thirsty. I had a
Okay.
fever.
So you might have been a little dehydrated too.
Um, yeah, I believe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
But later on in the evening on Thursday, my stomach began to do this little funny thing. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Uh-huh.
And we had to go and see about that.
Yeah, get that cleared out.
And once we saw about that,
You was good.
the burden lifted.
Won't you do it?
I felt all right after that,
That was it.
and I was ready to eat.
Now you part starved.
Now let me tell y'all, we all friends on Facebook. Y'all saw the pictures and all that. But one thing I didn't show you, and I want to talk to you people about, all you folks that say, "Oh, when you go to New Orleans, you got to go to Popeye's Chicken because ain't no Popeye's Chicken like down in New Orleans, Louisiana, where it originated from. You got to get it from New Orleans." I said, "All right, I'm getting me some."
Okay. And how was that?
It was just as bad there as it is here.
Really?
I said, what is all
Now,
of this?
I mean, I have heard very good things about the Popeyes in NOLA.
I have too. Man, this was my first trip, and I said, because of what I heard, I want to make sure to get me some doggone Popeyes. And I'm like, okay, I'm eating it. I'm like, okay, what's the deal here?
Maybe it's because you're
Just like
there.
Chicago.
I hope not.
Nevertheless, I had a great time, and we went to on Friday morning. We went to this place. I can't remember the name of it now. Hey, Dr. Kermita Washington. Hey, Tam, my girl, how are you? But it's known for its world famous beignets.
Oh, I know where you went. Mm-hmm.
I cannot for the life of me think of the name of that place. But we went there and stood because
Mm-hmm.
that's what you got to do until it's a seat available. And it's hardly ever a seat available.
This is true.
Thank you, Tyrone. That is the name of it. Thank you,
That's
John.
it. Mm-hmm.
That's the name. That's where we went. And I'm looking around and I'm seeing all the beignets on the table with these buckets of powdered sugar on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, I said, well, this must be the business because this joint, you can't hardly get a seat, man.
Uh-huh. They tear it up.
So John ended up going to stand in the to-go line.
Okay.
And I stayed on the inside waiting for somebody to get up. So eventually, after maybe half an hour or so, I was able to snag a table real quick. It was still dirty, powdered sugar everywhere. But I said, if I don't sit down, somebody gonna get it.
Uh-huh.
And the lady was nice. She came over and cleaned off the table, took our order, and the beignets came out nice and hot with the buckets of powdered sugar on them. And I bit into one, and I said, well, this is good. And that's all I had to say.
Oh,
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like, things that excite most people are just like, to me.
Oh.
I didn't see why the place was running over, people dying to get in there. I'm like, there's some fried bread with some sugar on it.
Well, it's a delicacy down there. That's their thing.
It's a French thing.
Yeah, that's their thing.
And I am not saying that I would not have them again because I would. They were good. I just wasn't overly excited by the beignets, nor the Popeye's chicken. Nevertheless, it was a nice trip. It was a nice trip. And we went down there. There were so many people that went down just to say happy 30th birthday to the baby boy, Kawan Green. So again, we want to say to KDG, happy birthday, my friend.
Happy birthday. birthday.
We love you. We love you. All right. Now let's take care of a little business before we talk about what we're talking about. And of course, I am speaking of the master classes that begin in just a couple of weeks from now. Again, I have told you that there will be no self-checkout show during the month of October. We will be having the ministry will be presenting master classes for individuals who are called to ministry or who think they're called to ministry, or want to be a part of the ministry, or if you're a leader in the church, or if you want to be a leader, if you're on the usher board, the nurses board, if you're just a bench member, we have something for you. There is a way to do ministry. Okay? And we have these master classes coming next month, and I have summoned some of the best in Chicago to teach these classes, and I need you guys to be a part of that. Now, hear me well. Everything. Hey, Keita, she's saying happy birthday to Kawan. Everything that we do, when I say we, I mean WTM. Understand that we do it with the goal of helping and building. We had some T-shirts out when the pandemic hit that said "Plant, Build, Dominate." That's what we are called to do, and we want you guys to participate in these classes. Now, if you're not planning on participating in the classes, that's fine. You may feel like you don't need them. You may know everything already. That's great. But if you will be so kind to support the ministry as we do this, we would greatly appreciate that. Each individual class is $25. It's $25. It's 5 classes next month. So if you can support us by just sending one $25 donation, we would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Now, if you do plan on taking the classes, then you can register here on Eventbrite. I'm called nowwhat.eventbrite.com. You can do that. Now, I already had discounted these classes, saying that you would get 5 classes for the price of 4. We were only charging $100 registration for all 5 classes. With these great men and women, you cannot beat that, right? However, if you register before tomorrow night at midnight on Eventbrite using the promo code TEACHME, we're going to give you an additional 25% off what's already been discounted.
Nice.
So now you will get all 5 classes for the cost of just 3. But you got to do it on eventbrite.com. $75 gets you all 5 classes. We want you guys to support us. We know you love us, but this time we need you to show us you love us by supporting us, because we are listener and viewer funded. When we host an event, majority of it absolutely comes from my pocket. It's my ministry. It should. But I am soliciting your help. So please, please, please reach out to me and say, Pastor Will, I will support by registering for 1 class. That's all we're asking. And we appreciate you for doing that. You'll hear more about that later on Facebook. I will post the promo code again tonight because it does expire tomorrow night. Now, on to the stuff. Tasty Talks. All love food, as you so heard me talk about my New Orleans adventure. But I found 5 food items that most Americans surprisingly cannot stand.
Well, let's
Some
hear
of
it.
them I totally agree with.
Okay.
It was a lot of them, but I chose 5 because they were funny to me. How many of you watching and listening right now, how many of you drink sparkling water? I don't. You drink
Love it.
sparkling water, Coach Crystal. I don't
Yes.
drink now. Back in the day, I don't think it was sparkling. No, y'all remember that flavor Canadian water with the fruit flavors of cherry and peach, and I used to drink
Uh-huh.
those, but that wasn't sparkling. I used to love those. I'm
It's a
not a
little
fan.
sparkling,
A little bit.
a little bit.
Um, okay, Tyrone says he drinks it occasionally. Well, this is one of the food items that most Americans do not like. Sparkling water. In fact, one uh, tweet, the lady says, the way I describe sparkling water, it's what TV static would taste like. And I was
Oh,
done after that.
okay.
I
All
was
right.
done. She said sparkling water tastes like TV static. Okay. All right.
Mm,
Another one that I'm okay with, Coach Crystal, now, and I
okay.
know a lot of people feel differently about the second one.
Okay.
Eggnog.
I love it.
Do you drink eggnog?
Every
I
Christmas.
love it.
I love it.
I love eggnog. Christmas is the time to have it.
You got to put it in the freezer, get
Christmas
a little
is the
chill on
time
it.
to have it.
Perfect.
Yes, but apparently most Americans do not like it. One user said it's essentially drinking custard. I said, that's not fair. Don't do eggnog like that.
I like custard too.
Not drinking custard. I like me some eggnog though.
Yes.
Now this third one, Crystal, I can believe.
Okay.
I can believe. Now I know many of you all. Hey, Charlotte, happy
Hey,
birthday
Charlotte.
to Mike
Happy birthday.
Harris. Happy birthday, Mike. It is Charlotte's baby's daddy's birthday today. Happy birthday to Mike. Wait a minute, don't do that. She said eggnog is nasty. Now, coquito, I don't even know what coquito is, okay?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Kimmy says she don't like eggnog. I like it, y'all. I don't know what you know what coquito is? What is that?
I believe, if I'm thinking correctly, I think it's the drink that they have like at the Mexican restaurants. It's
Okay, I'm not
like a
familiar.
coconut milk type of thing.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But the third one, and I know I got some cooks on here, and a lot of y'all cook with celery. It turns out that celery is one of those foods that a lot of Americans do not like.
I don't like plain celery. If it's cooked in my dressing, in my soup, it's wonderful.
Mama says she like her eggnog with a splash of something right there.
Huh.
All
You better
right,
know
something right there. Dr. Kermita, I will make sure you get it immediately after this show. I get it. I hear you, Mama. But celery, I see people. I used to see people eating it, just biting it,
Mm-hmm.
and because it's healthy, right?
That's correct.
My mama cooks with it. I know she puts it in her dressing,
Dressing.
especially, which she needs to make some soon. Praise the Lord. Uh, but this one user, Crystal, I had died again. This one user said that celery tastes like crunchy water.
What? So you don't like water? I mean, what?
Oh Lord. Not
Okay.
crunchy, crispy water.
Uh,
Celery tastes like crispy water. Another food, the fourth one, and I want to chat about this, oysters. Now, down in New Orleans, I had my first fried oyster,
okay.
and it was all right.
Okay.
It was all right. You still felt the little sliminess in there, but it was fried, so I suffered it to be so. But earlier today, I saw Dr. Nancy posted a plate full of raw oysters, and I just can't do it.
I've never had them, so I don't have an opinion.
Do you all eat raw oysters? I
No.
want to hear. I can't do it. I just cannot do it. I'm sorry. I said I was going to be brave when I went down to New Orleans and try it, but I couldn't do it. I had to get it fried. Mama said that makes sense. Make that make sense. Crunchy water.
Crunchy water.
Woo! No, I can't do the. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I just can't. Okay, now I heard about the char grilled ones. I heard about those and the people that put the hot sauce on them and all of that. Okay, there we go. She said they were not raw. Hello, Dr. Nancy. Hello. Char broiled is what they were. I'm gonna take it fried or I ain't gonna take it. So I did have
broiled. They do it with the breadcrumbs and I think the Parmesan cheese and the garlic. I might try that.
Now you make it sound good, but I don't know.
Yeah, I might try that.
I had to have mine fried, but I enjoyed it nonetheless. So you guys, now you see that there are a lot of foods that most people that we're talking tonight on this show that they enjoy, but most Americans do not like.
Yeah.
Funny. That's our tasty talk for tonight. And
was candy corn on that list?
Oh no, it wasn't on there.
Oh, okay.
It wasn't on there. And I ain't starting with that candy corn mess because she here.
Yeah.
I'm not starting with that. I'm not doing it. And you ain't getting me in trouble. I'm
done with it. I was just asking a question. I'm done with it.
Because the people say if you eat candy corn, you might as well chew on some crayons. That's what they say.
That's what they say now.
Oh my goodness. Now, wait a minute. It's for wax eaters and candle eaters. Don't do my sister like that.
No, we can't do it like that.
Nita is a candy corn eater. Oh Lord. Nita eats the candy corn. I don't eat the candles or the crayons or the wax. I don't do it. I don't do it.
Well, 'tis the season.
I don't do it. Miss Crystal, what you got for us tonight? Give me something.
So let's talk about relationships and what you all deem appropriate in a relationship.
Okay.
So came across an article and it says a guy couldn't afford to get his girlfriend's car fixed. So she asked her ex-boyfriend and he helped her.
Wait, rewind.
The boyfriend himself, unfortunately, was not financially able to give her, from what I understand, $1,500 to get her car fixed.
Oh, I got to put this on the screen.
She needs her car, right? Probably going to work or whatever the case may be. So she said, well, I'm going to ask such and such, my ex-boyfriend. And he paid for it with no problem. Oh. So, I mean, see, this is the thing. Getting into a relationship, if you are not financially ready, per se, for the things that could come up, that could cause a problem. However, on the other side, was your ex-boyfriend the only person? He was the only option? Were there no other friends, family? So now the boyfriend wants to break up because he's upset.
Okay. So if I'm the boyfriend, we got a problem.
I come to you and I say, hey, my car, it broke down. I don't have the funds to fix it. Do you think you can help me out? You then say, well, how much is it?
Right.
$1,500. Oh, I don't have it. Now, I don't know what options were given. You understand? Take my car. You go to work until we can get your car fixed.
Yeah.
Whatever none of that was said, but I'm just assuming maybe those were not offered. My question is, what would make the ex-boyfriend the choice to get the money from?
And what would make the ex say yes, knowing that you got a whole man with you? Now, Dr. Kermita just asked this question. What was in it for the ex? Is he just a nice guy?
So now we going to another. How strong is your relationship with this so-called boyfriend? Have you ever really broke ties with the ex-boyfriend? Or has he actually been funding things all along?
Now, I did think this. They might have a child together. I did think about that. But even in that, I'm trying to rationalize her going to him. I'm thinking I would go to
a family, maybe my friends. Hey, let's try to
Yeah.
pull the money together.
Yeah.
I'll pay y'all back or whatever the case may be. Now, there was no mention that there was going to be a payback of the money either.
Yeah.
So, but even if they have a child together, that's understandable that you would want her to be safe because she's transporting your child. I get that. However, it's then the dollar amount becomes a concern to me, because you feel that comfortable that you would say, oh, let me get $1,500 on top of the fact that you take care of the kid.
Yeah, I see Tam right there. See, all favors just ain't favors. Nita said the boyfriend is right. And Mama said because the ex really isn't an ex.
Exactly. Have you already been benefiting? And what else has he been funding?
Exactly. Without your current boyfriend knowing.
Because at this point, my car is broke down. If it's automatically fixed and you already said you don't have the money, well, where you get it from?
Yeah.
So she had to tell that. That had to come out.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. And I think, see, here we go again with, we mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. Here we go again, and I'm thinking about the male ego.
That too, because his ego was definitely, they took a hit.
I'm thinking about that because now I'm thinking that this guy, the boyfriend now is saying, is feeling like, not less than a man. I don't want to say that, but in this moment, unable to provide for his girlfriend. And she goes backwards and said, hey, ex-boyfriend, let me get a couple $1,000 to get this car fixed. And apparently the ex-boyfriend has not an issue with it. And he coughs up the money.
And he probably got the funds.
Yeah, apparently he does. And I think she knew it.
So now, not only did you get $1,500 from him, but I took a hit to my ego because now you're making me feel like I'm inadequate in this relationship.
Bingo.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Now, Charlotte, I understand. I saw Emmett and he did that, but we have to also understand Emmett got a couple of baby mamas on the show. And his girlfriends, they're all aware of each other. So that's a different scenario. There's no secrets there. This was just out the blue. I'm gonna ask my ex-boyfriend for some money. That's almost secretive. So I can imagine what's going through the boyfriend's head is the same questions. What else have you gotten from him? What else is he doing? And how are you paying him back? Or what are you paying him back with?
Yeah, I don't like it. And I feel like this. I feel like that a person, and we family, let's talk. I feel like a person that's your ex is your ex for a reason.
100%.
And something happened so badly, I would imagine, which caused the breakup.
Well, not every time.
Okay.
We don't know how they broke up, because if she's comfortable enough to pick up the phone and say, hey, my car is broke down. Can you give me $1,500? And then in return, he's comfortable enough to say, sure, no
Right.
problem. Here go the money. Go get your car fixed. So it could be the scenario that was mentioned. They have a child together and he feels an obligation to do this, or he's the one that's been funding and taking care of her this whole time. Because what is she trying to do on her own? Nothing.
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 Nothing. She ain't trying to do nothing on her own. And so why, if that's the case, if you are consistently relying on this man, why y'all not together?
Well, it didn't say that, but I could probably assume that somebody wasn't receiving something in the relationship. And maybe that's what this young man offers her. Maybe it's not the financial. Maybe she's getting the attention that she needs. She's getting the emotion that she needs from him. She's getting all those other things. But this man got the money.
Okay, so Tyrone has a question. He says, how long after dating should she feel comfortable in asking for the fee? It's not even that. It's the fact that she's dating a man and he didn't have the money, so she went to her ex-boyfriend to ask for the $1,500. That's the issue.
Well, I can understand his question. What I think is that she's been comfortable all along. I don't think there was ever any discomfort in her feeling like, well, I can always go to, so-and-so for what I need in the event that I don't have it. I don't know what that window of breakup was before she met the other guy. He probably was helping her then. But if you got help, it's hard to let it go when you now going for somebody who can't help you like that.
Facts.
Now, as devil's advocate, where was she going to get the money from then? If she couldn't get it from nobody else, who exactly was going to help her fix her car? He's got it.
Yeah, apparently he does.
Do you expect me to now not be able to get around? And if I have a child, now I can't go from point A to point B? I can't go to my job, or now I got to ride public transportation and all of these inconveniences when I'm used to having a car?
So to the viewers, I want to ask this last question the question at the end of what you see on the screen. Simple question. Is this appropriate? My answer is no, it is not. I would probably take it better if the girlfriend goes to her current boyfriend and says, honey, look, you don't have it. I don't have it. I know that he has it. Do you mind if I reach out to him? The answer will probably still be no. But I think that it was done wrong. I don't think it should have been, hey, you, let me get $1,500 to get the car fixed. Oh, by the way, honey, I got the $1,500 from my ex. I forgot to tell you, type of thing. I don't agree with the way it was done.
Well, see, this is her friend making the statement, though. So technically, I don't know how the boyfriend found out, but I'm sure it was not in an, like you say, an appropriate manner, coming to him and actually sitting down and having this conversation. Hey, look, we in a bind. Yeah. This is where the money is. We can all meet together as the three of us. I mean, is it appropriate? No. However, they're dating. This is not a marriage.
Well,
you understand what I'm saying?
I mean, you're
building a level of respect, and you're building a level of trust. So,
yeah, and I think that the way she did it broke all that trust, because now he's ready to bounce.
Oh yeah, he's ready to go.
So, Nita says, you never know nowadays. Women can be out with men for certain things. Her main man for stability of sex, her ex for money, and so on. That's so shiesty and shady to me. I don't like it. I just don't. But you are right, Nita, in what you said. You 100%. Are 100% right.
Yeah.
And it's true. And, everybody, no, that's a lie. Not everybody. But people sometimes have bad, impure motives when they date.
Okay.
Well, let me bring it back. If it's a serious relationship, no way this should be happening.
Right. Because she would have had consideration.
Right. If you're a serial dater, because I think we talked about this some time ago on the show. If you out there trying to find the one,
Mm-hmm.
you may date 2 or 3 people in a
Absolutely.
month
Mm-hmm.
or a couple of weeks because you're trying to fill out, okay, is this the right one? Is this the right one? So you have serial daters too. But people do, some people are out there for various purposes.
But you also have people who they date, they found somebody that was willing to fund or take care of, that they still have on the back burner. This is the understanding between the two.
That's true.
I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do this. You can go and do whatever, but this is the understanding that we have. So if I come to you and I ask you for something, he's gonna give it. Some men have that kind of money at their disposal.
True.
Or we got a give and take type of situation. I'm gonna come and see you, maybe once or twice, and when I need something, I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah. Tyrone says this inflation got folks getting creative to meet needs. Oh, they have come up with some ways, my friend.
Yes,
That is
Lord.
so true. That is so true. I feel like, and I'm moving on from this. I feel like that some people, and I said a minute ago, have impure motives, even when they're dating, especially if it's not in a serious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And they have the ability to run here and run there and say,
Mm-hmm.
I need this, I need this. But I think it's not necessarily a dangerous game.
It is.
Depending on how that previous relationship ended. Because it could have been amicably, it's not likely, but it's a small percentage, I think, of some
Absolutely.
relationships that just end, and people end as friends.
Absolutely.
And that's acceptable. However, you have to take into consideration the person that you're currently dating. How are they going to view this?
That's where
How
the
are they
danger
going
comes
to
in.
view me?
That's the danger.
Bingo. And what are they going to think that I have to do to get said $1,500?
Exactly.
Thus, the loss of trust.
That all comes back to being upfront.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll date you, but let me tell you, this is what I got going on.
Yeah.
I'm not changing this. I'm not ending this. This is what it is. That way they're making decisions on their own.
Yeah.
And when they're ready to go or bounce, then everybody's fine. But when you come into a relationship and everything is a secret and then you're springing things on people, that's where the danger comes in, because you don't know a person's mindset.
You don't. And somebody, I think it was Nita, said it earlier. That's how people end up on Snapped.
That's exactly
that old show. So yeah, let me cap this by saying that anything that's in your past is in your past for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
You can't effectively move forward if you keep reaching back there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if we are walking together, if you and I, if we're walking together looking forward and you keep turning around looking back there, I'm going to question, what are you looking at? What are you looking for? What's back there that's important?
Exactly.
So you guys, you have to be careful with this, because you do not, and in this case, it's a woman who made a man feel, I would imagine, made a man feel away because
Absolutely.
he was unable to give her what she needed at that time.
And playing with egos is a dangerous game.
Dangerous game. Mama said it's a dangerous game to play because you're dealing with people's feelings. That's right. And you cannot do that. You cannot do that. And some people are out there and they play it like it's a joke, like it's funny, and it's not, because people's minds are not all the way wrapped right.
But see, that's a result of people only considering themselves. This
Yeah,
is what
I
I
agree.
need. This is what I need to do, and not considering. You just told this man I need $1,500, and he just stood there and told you I don't have it. So let's think about what his mindset is and how he's feeling about not being able to do this for you as his woman.
Yeah. And again, I think it matters what you just said. His woman, not his wife.
Yeah,
That matters. Tyrone
it
says he
matters.
won't have to leave her. She'll leave him the next time she needs money for the rent, and we'll be talking about him behind his back, calling him broke. See, further destroying the male
Further
ego.
destroying it. But when you knew up front, he wasn't the same type of man as the last one. You knew that.
Yeah.
You knew that. Because there's
Yeah.
been other times that he said, I don't have it.
So now I kind of want to say, why did you even get with him then?
For other beneficial reasons. So it's something that he's doing that's benefiting her. It may not be financial, but there's something.
The lesson here, folks, is don't look back. Okay? This woman values money over character. Big red flag. You're absolutely right. I want to, and in this case, it's a woman. It could be an open relationship, but who knows? I think it's kind of unlikely though, because when the current boyfriend heard it, he was ready to go. He's like, no, I'm out. So yeah. So yeah, don't look back. Don't be asking y'all exes for nothing if you in a relationship with somebody else. No. And now if y'all have a child together and that child needs something, then for 18 years,
you're obligated.
Huh?
For the child.
For the sake of that kid. But if it's for your hair, your nails, and all that, but you can fly out, get flued out, No. So don't look back, y'all. Now, moving on, last thing I want to share with you guys tonight. I was listening, and I wanted to make sure to hit all of our topics tonight, because this one, I wouldn't rest unless I got this to you all tonight. I was listening to my pastors on Saturday on the SNL, and Crystal, they were talking about their baby girl, Abby. Happy birthday to Abby today.
Happy birthday.
I don't know how I forgot to say happy birthday to Abby when I know her and Mike share the same birthday.
Oh.
They do, yeah. Happy birthday, Princess Abigail. We love you. And Man-Child and Eden Callie. We love y'all. And Christian. We love all y'all. And a new baby too. We love him too. We don't even know his name yet, but we love him. But they were talking about, her family moving into this new place that they're into now. Mm-hmm. And they were moving all day Saturday. And they were talking about, my apostles were talking about how they had been out and driving a truck and so busy and picking this up and picking it up, taking it over here. They hadn't had a chance to eat. They were hungry. And, it was like, but hey, this is what happens in the process of moving.
That's right.
It takes a while, unless you really hire, a lot of people, depending on how much furniture and stuff you have. But listen to me. I thought about that when she said that. And I remember typing in the comments, yeah, that process is something else.
It's something else.
And when I typed that, I started thinking to myself, the moving process, that is really something, because you're before you move, y'all stay with me for a second. You're already comfortable in your current state.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is in its place. My dining room table, my couch, my love seat, my TV's on the wall, the refrigerator, everything's in its place and has been since I got here. I'm comfortable, I'm cozy. But there's a new place that I want to get to. I want to move into this place, and you can't just snap your finger and transport everything from this place into that place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a whole process.
Mm-hmm.
When a woman gets pregnant, I'm sure you all wish you could go from conception to birth.
The 9 months didn't bother me. It was the delivery.
The delivery bothered you.
Oh,
But
God.
during that 9 months, a lot of women
Go through.
struggle
Yeah.
during that process.
Yes.
Gestational diabetes, preeclampsia,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
swollen feet, swollen everything, can't get comfortable, can't eat, morning sickness. It's
Bed
a
rest. Everything.
process that
Mm-hmm.
is uncomfortable at many times. And I said to myself, I said, God, why is it so hard to trust the process sometimes?
People don't like the unknown.
Don't like the unknown.
But at the same token, if you knew the process, would you do it?
I'll slap you because you really just took the words right out of my mouth.
Would you opt to go to greater if you knew what the process was to climb from the bottom of that ladder to the top?
If you knew what it took to get you to where you want to be, if you knew all the details,
You would be stagnant. I'm telling you that now.
because it's like I want it, but I gotta go through this to get it.
And it's not even just the hard stuff. It could be small things.
Yeah,
Preparing to take a flight. You got to
yeah.
pack your clothes. You
Come
got to go
on,
through
process.
TSA. You got to show your ID. How many times? Then you got to sit in the lobby and you got to wait. Then you might get a delayed flight. If you left your house and you knew, you're going to have a flight delayed for 3 hours, would you go?
No,
But you still wouldn't get to your destination either. So now you
exactly.
done forfeited that trip. You missed that.
Exactly. Football season just started.
Yes, it did.
At the end of the Super Bowl, one team, is going to win the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
If in week 1 they brought the trophy and gave it to whatever team and said, "This is a Super Bowl trophy for 2024. Congratulations." Everybody be looking crazy.
They didn't work for that.
What?
They didn't have no injuries for that. They didn't have to pay no fines. They didn't get hollered at by the coach. What we doing? But at the same token, if you knew that you was gonna tear your Achilles and be out for the rest of the season, would you still be trying to play the game to get to the trophy?
Would you still be going through the exactly. If God, I got you, Dr. Carmita. Thank you. If God said to you, "I know what I promised you. I'm going to deliver on my promise because I'm God. I cannot lie. But I need to," if God showed you a video of every part of the process, would you still be willing to go to that next place is the question. It's hard. And people say, quote, this phrase and quote been said for years, "Joel, trust the process, trust the process, trust the process." But you don't know how difficult sometimes it is to trust this process when while I'm in the process, Everything is all hell is breaking loose while I'm trying to get where I'm supposed to be, while I'm trying to get what God promised me. Everything looks opposite of where I'm trying to go during the process. But you telling me, trust the process.
And while you're trusting, you fighting, not trying to give up. Because at any time you could throw your hands up and say, you know what? Have it.
Yeah. Yeah. So when this is going to sound a little paradoxical, what I'm about to say right now. But my friends, when it's hard to trust the process, trust the God of the process. Because at the end of the day, when we are hurting, when we are weak, when we feel like we have no more strength, when we feel like we can't go on another day, I know I'm not the only one who's been there.
That's right.
You have
You are
got
not alone.
to remember, okay, I'm in the process now. It's hard as you know what, but
Yep.
I also know the God of the process won't let me drown.
That's correct. That's correct.
Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, saith the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And we know that scripture. And everybody gets excited about the God has plans for me to prosper me and all this kind of stuff. You read the book of Jeremiah. You read that. I want you to go back a few chapters. Go
You
back
got
to
to
like
read it in its
chapter
full
26.
context.
Because when he said Jeremiah 29:11, when he spoke that, it was after a long laundry list of things
Yeah.
that the people of God had to go through
To get
for
there.
years. For years before they can get to the plans that God had for them.
That's right. That's a
They
process
had to
before the
be,
promise
yes, they had to be held in captivity
for years.
for years.
And not just, I'm going to lock you in a cell and you just going to sit here. They went through things. It was
Oh, yeah.
captivity plus pain.
Plus pain, plus work, and everything else. Because he told him, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, he said, while this process is going on, you might as well make yourself comfortable because you're going
Might
to
as
be
well.
here for a while.
Yeah.
But I know the plans
That I
that I
have.
have for you.
I got to make sure I can trust you with it. That you're
Listen,
going to appreciate it. Because if I just give it to you, you're going to take it for granted.
Kimmy says the process can be rather difficult and make you want to give up. You are telling the absolute truth, but I'm holding on. That's the important part, people. Because if we're honest, I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been in that place right there, Kimmy. I've been there where you ready to throw up both your hands and say, you know what? I'm done with this.
I'm gone.
I ain't got time for this. Get somebody else to do
There you go.
it.
There you go.
But the reward is so great.
But people want the reward before the work.
Ooh.
Or they just want a little taste of it. Just a little taste. Can you just let me see? I just want to know how great the reward is for all of this before Can I get a preview?
People want the reward, but not the work. And it don't work that way. Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way. God is sovereign. Plainly speaking, when I say sovereign, that means he can do what he want to do, when he want to do it, and how he want to do it.
That's right.
And we don't always agree and or like his sovereignty, because his sovereignty, while we're going through our process, can sometimes even make it feel like he's not there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on now.
But isn't it funny how you fought the process? When you get out of the process, you can see just how beneficial the process was for you.
Yeah. Yeah. When you finally come out, when the moving process, Abby moved. She's pregnant. She's
Oh,
about 6 months pregnant, I think, 5 6 months. At 5 6 months pregnant,
that's
after that moving process, I can almost guarantee you all she wanted to do was rest.
yes, Lord.
And after going through our different processes, because it looks different to everybody, sometimes you just want to rest
Yes, Lord.
because you struggle and you fight and you cry and you hope and you wait.
And there's still more work to be done. You're not done.
But keep in mind, at the end of the day, God's word is true. He does indeed know the plans that he has for you.
Yes.
And it's some good stuff, y'all.
I'm glad somebody know.
Listen,
Huh. Glad
listen,
somebody got the blueprint.
because I made I don't do it often anymore. I used to just rattle off things on social media just because I could. I've matured in that area. I don't say a whole lot anymore unless I'm being silly or trying to inspire somebody, something like that. But I made a transparent post and I was honest. I said I felt in my process, I felt like I had missed it. I felt like, what this is not what I signed up for.
Huh. Indeed it was.
But it was.
Indeed it was. And sometimes your process takes you outside of what you think your process should be. You thinking, why am I doing this? This don't even make
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
But when it
yeah,
all
yeah, yeah.
comes together, it makes perfect sense.
So I want each and every one of you, when it's hard to trust the process and trust the God of the process. Remember, he will not fail you ever
At all. At no time. It's impossible.
because he can't. He cannot fail you. And as hard as it may be, and let me put this on the screen one more time. We're getting ready to go in a couple minutes. Let me put this on the screen one more time for somebody. The process can be rather difficult and make you want to give up. But she didn't stop there. She said, but I'm holding on. And I want you to know that God will honor that when
Mm,
he see, because this right here, this but I'm holding on, that says faith. That
yeah,
speaks, that
yeah,
shows faith.
yeah.
My process is hell, but I'm holding on because I know what God promised me. I made mention, I was chatting with Kimmy earlier, and I want to share. I said it a few weeks ago, I'm sure, on the show. I want to share it again, and we're gone. Uh, that my brother Mark Stennis, he is right now, as we are on this show, he is in Peru
Mm,
playing professional basketball. Why am I bringing that up? Because his process took 16 years.
wow.
I have known him for about 11 years.
Wow.
I have watched him cry. I have watched him get discouraged.
Hmm.
I have watched him seemingly sometimes say, well, maybe God's not going to do that. Maybe it's going to be something else, you know? But I've also watched him wait. I've watched him keep the faith. I've watched him hold on. And when God knew that the time was right, he said, Mark, I'm going to honor your walk through your process. and give you what I promised you. And it took 16 years. It took 16 years.
He had a Job spirit.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Though he slay me.
Yes, I will not leave him. I will
All
not
right.
turn
It's
away.
time to go now.
Uh,
Time to go.
okay.
Getting a little churchy right here. Getting a little churchy. Because I'm ready. I'm ready. But I just really, really want to encourage you guys. I want to encourage you. Go on through it. Go on through it. Tears and all. Go on through it.
Know this: the harder your process, the greater the reward.
Listen, listen,
So just
listen.
keep that and keep walking.
Keep walking. As hard as it may be,
Mm.
remember the end goal. Remember the promise.
Remember, go remind yourself.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And makes, you know what? So I want to say this. Start, and even to myself, and I just feel led to say this. Start making declarations, man. Start making
Yes.
decrees every day, even in the midst of the struggle of the process that you're currently in. Start making declarations. Simple things like, I will make it. Huh?
Yes.
I
Yes.
will see the goodness of God. Come on. You got to start making these, encourage yourself. Because all the time you ain't got pastor, you ain't got church, you ain't got music, you ain't got all that. Encourage your doggone self. Yes, I
That's
am
right.
going to make it. I don't care what I'm going through.
I'm not always gonna have an audience. It's something. Most of the time, it's just gonna be you and God.
Listen, and sometimes that's the best way.
It is. I honestly.
Sometimes that's the best way, because you can have as they say, a knock them down, drag them out. When it's just you and God, you can cry
Yeah.
and snot all in your own living room floor and do all of that when it's just you and Him, because He knows already anyway what you're feeling. Come on,
He
Hebrews 4
already
and
knows.
15. For we have not a high priest.
He already knows.
I'm not doing that,
You're
but
not
I'll
doing.
finish. Which cannot be touched
That's it.
with the feelings of our infirmities. He already know what you've experienced. He's felt.
He knew it before he made you, and when he made you, he equipped you. Tap in.
Y'all, we done. Sometimes it's hard to trust the process, but when it's hard to trust the process, trust the God of the process.
Trust him.
I want you all to go to eventbrite.com. I'm called now what? .eventbrite.com and use promo code Teach Me. This promo code does expire tomorrow night at midnight. I feel God right now. But this promo code expires at midnight tomorrow night. We have discounted these master classes once again. We have discounted them once again. You use that promo code, we're going to give you an additional 25% off of what's already been discounted. That means that you will pay only $75 for all 5 of these master classes. Whether you are in ministry, have been called to ministry, think you've been called to ministry, you want to be a part of the fivefold ministry, or you just want to sharpen who you are as a leader or as a member of your own church, we
Yeah.
will be ministering and teaching. It's not church, y'all. It's class. It's for real class. Okay. I have these phenomenal people who I love dearly, and I trust their gifts. I trust their anointing. They're going to be teaching us every Monday night. We want you to be a part of that. And as I said, if you just absolutely know that you're not going to, we want you to share a $25 gift with us. The way to do that is going across your screen right now. I need your support. Not ashamed to say it. I need your support. You love me. You love this ministry. We love you too. Won't you please support us and share a $25 gift with us if you are not going to participate? If you are, I would advise you to take advantage of the promo code. Teach Me Again. It does expire tomorrow night at midnight. I will make a post featuring that information so everyone can see it. We love you. We appreciate you. Oh my goodness. What a night. What a night. What a night. Dr. Nancy, we miss you.
We miss
On
you.
the show tonight. We know that you are on your way back to Chicago from New Orleans. I think she might be in the air now. But we definitely missed you tonight. Coach Crystal?
Yes.
Trust the process.
Trust it. Trust it. It's gonna get shaky. It's gonna get hard. It's gonna hurt. But when you get on the other side,
it's something on the other side of this.
A lot of us don't make it to the other side.
Well, folks,
I'm pressing.
Yeah, well, yeah, there you have that. There you have that. All right, people, I'm Pastor Will. That's Coach Crystal. This has been the Self-Checkout Show, where we take an honest look at what's in our hearts. My mama said, I didn't even go to sleep. I'm so proud of you, lady. I'm so
amazing.
You know it's past her bedtime. She make it to about a good 7:30.
She dips out quick. Good night. Y'all have a good night.
This is the Self-Checkout Show, where we take an honest look at what's in our hearts, minds, and spirits. We'll be back next Monday night along with Dr. Nancy. She'll be back with us. We love you, and we'll see you next Monday. Trust the process. Have a great night.
Good night.